I would request His Excellency, Vice President Sir, to please shower his blessings on us. Sir, please.
मित्रों, इस अवसर पर मैं केंद्रीय शिक्षा मंत्री इनोवेशन सेल तथा एआईसीटी का अभिनंदन करता हूं। उन्होंने पिछले वर्ष से संस्थान में इनोवेशन को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए इस अटल रैंकिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑन इनोवेशन अचीवमेंट्स का शुरुआत किया है। इस वर्ष महामारी के कारण आए तमाम व्यवधानों के बावजूद अपने सभी सूचनाएं एकत्र करके उनका सही विश्लेषण कर यह सूची बनाने का कठिन काम सफलतापूर्वक पूरा किया है। आपका प्रयास अभिनंदनीय है। मुझे मालूम है कि इस बंदी के दौरान 2 ऑनलाइन हैकाथॉन, आइडियाथॉन और समाधान भी आयोजित किए गए हैं। श्री रमेश पोखरियाल जी, श्री संजय धोत्रे जी, अमित खरे जी, अनिल सहस्रबुद्धे जी, श्री मोहन रेड्डी गारू, Dr. Abhay Jare, Vice Chancellors, Directors, Principals of various institutions, and also students. I am really very happy to be amidst you all today for this August prestigious Innovation Festival. I call it as a festival. As was rightly emphasized by the Minister, this should become, in the coming days, a people's movement. Innovation should become a movement. That is the need of the hour. During the last 5 years, India has made considerable progress in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship. No doubt about it. At the world level, we have moved from 81st position to 52nd position in Global Innovation Index ranking. It is indeed a matter of great satisfaction that we have third largest startup ecosystems in the world today. It is heartening to see that the government has taken a number of initiatives to inculcate the spirit of innovation among students from a young age. The Prime Minister is very keen. Over 2 million students between grade 6th to 12th are working in more than 5,100 Atal Tinkering Labs established across the country under the Atal Innovation Mission. I have an opportunity to visit some of them. Innovation has always been the key defining feature of human progress. Inventions, discoveries, creative artworks, architectural marvels, and experimentation in different fields of human endeavor have enriched human value from time to time. India has its own illustrious history of innovations spanning at least 20 centuries, right from the invention of zero and the decimal system by renowned mathematicians like Pingala, Aryabhatta, and Brahmagupta. There was a time when India was known as Viswaguru, and students from many countries came to study at our universities. Nalanda, some of the great centers of learning. We must regain that intellectual leadership. We must once again emerge as a global hub of learning and innovation. We have to tap into the highly talented youth population, which is brimming with new ideas, a passion for experimentation, and willingness to forge a new path. It is these young people studying many of our colleges and universities who will define what our country's future will be. It is these youth that need encouragement, felicitation, and recognition. They must be given the guidance and freedom to explore new frontiers. Proper guidance is the need of the hour. There is hidden talent in every one of our youngsters. We need to recognize it, we need to encourage it, we need to promote it. That is the need of the hour. Our education institutions, especially institutions of higher education, must reinvent themselves to create these essential conditions for innovation to thrive, for creativity to blossom. I'm happy to note that the new national education policy has a sharp focus on this aspect and has made a number of recommendations that will foster innovation. It has outlined a new vision that can vastly improve the quality of teaching and learning as well as research. Moving away from rote learning, the policy lays great emphasis on comprehension, critical thinking, analysis, and joy of discovering new facets of the world of knowledge. It's a joy to discover new facets of the world knowledge. It seeks to break the silos and connect different disciplines through multidisciplinary learning. Enabling this connection between the fragments of information and evidence is truly vital for our innovation. It is this ability to question and seek answers that lies at the foundation of innovation. It is the childlike curiosity that can trigger the creative impulse. Our educational ecosystem must constantly nurture this innate spirit of inquiry and innovative problem solving. Utter ranking of institutions on innovation achievements is a major step to recognize excellence in creating this conducive environment to innovate. It is rightly named after the great son of this great country, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Because Atal Bihari Vajpayee is really responsible for a connectivity revolution, for really putting into practice a lot of reforms. So it was rightly named after this great son of our great country. Our Prime Minister is accelerating reforms. Reform, perform, transform is the mantra he has given. So everyone working in every field should think on those three aspects. Reform, perform, and transform. Ranking institutions through a transparent process on certain key parameters gives a well-deserved recognition to the efforts of the educational leaders who are managing these institutions and the transformational instructional leaders who are teaching students in the classroom as well as guiding them through the research process. I appreciate that innovative learning methods and courses is one of the parameters to calculate this Atal ranking. It is the classrooms and the laboratories, the projects and the learning experiments that will alter the educational landscape of our country. It is a dream articulated in the National Education Policy. The key responsibility to make this dream come true lies with the educators and educational managers. That's why we used to say education is a mission. It is not for commission. Nobody should give any remission and do not do any omission. That is the passion for the mission. If you have that passion and take this as a mission and then commission all your innate strengths, you can really move forward because India is a land of wisdom, knowledge. Our forefathers has given us that one. And we must pass on to our younger generation. The Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji has rightly given a timely vision of self-reliant India through his call for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. Mere confidence will not suffice. You have to be self-reliant. Self-reliance requires us to innovate, to seek implementable solutions for developmental challenges. A lot of developments are taking place, but a lot of challenges are coming. And to create a favorable environment for experimentation. India's higher education system should play the role of an enabler and force multiplier to drive Indian innovation and startup ecosystem. Greater emphasis is being laid on building a knowledge society through promotion of science, research, and excellence. There could be concerted efforts to inculcate the culture of innovation, and the entrepreneurship among our students to make them out-of-box thinkers. Create opportunities, creative problem solvers, entrepreneurs, and job creators rather than job seekers. The youth of the country must be motivated to join the developmental path more aggressively, while our scientists and researchers must come up with innovations and solutions. They must focus on making the lives of the people more comfortable, happy. Since science is very important, science must also be used to make agriculture more productive and create greater wealth for the farmers. We have Sri Ramesh Pokhriyal ji, Sanjay ji, Amit Khare, and also chairman of AICT, and also Mr. Mohan Reddy, and your innovation officer, Dr. Abhay Jare, and lot of vice chancellors. I would like to share an important thought with all of you. That is, we must focus more and more on agriculture, which is our basic culture. Even today, 52% of our people are depending on agriculture. So all our research, all our technology should be focused on agriculture also. See, we are coming out with so many technologies, new ideas, new innovation. So much progress is being made, undoubtedly. Technology is making forward march. But the problems of the farmers, they require attention because they always live in tension in the rural area. See, today you read the newspapers, tomato prices have fallen. Production has increased. Potato prices have fallen. Production has increased. Onion prices have fallen. Production has increased. The reason is that these are all perishable items. How to preserve them for a longer period? A new innovation should come. Cold storage. And also how to keep that through radiation. Can you keep them for a longer period? How do you transport them from one place to another place? Then second, information to every farmer at his fingertips. Mohan Reddy Garu. Information to the farmers. Nowadays, you have a cell phone. If not smartphone, cell phone is there. So how do you pass on the information? What is the price of onion in Nasik? What is the price of onion in Delhi? You remember? Once the government has gone because of onion prices in Delhi. The producer is not getting remunerative price and the consumer has to pay higher price in the same country. Then information with confirmation is more than an ammunition. If the farmer knows that the price of onion in Delhi is this much and then is being offered this much, and if he has a ability to have storage capacity, he will wait and they will get remunerative price. And the middleman cannot exploit him. This is a practical issue. I know that I am in a larger function, but I am focusing my attention on this very important issue. The farmers of the country are agitated. People are leaving agriculture because it's not remunerative. They are ready to put up hard work. See, in this pandemic, one sector which is performing in an excellent manner, you can call it as a silver lining. Agriculture production has gone up. With all these adverse conditions, the fear, the COVID, the restrictions, all these things, but still everywhere the news comes, the paddy production, the sowing has gone up, wheat has gone up, pulses have gone up and all. So really hats off to the farmers. In spite of all these adverse conditions, they are working hard. They are the backbone of our country. We must come to their aid. The youngsters who are innovating, who are coming with new ideas, please focus your enough attention on agriculture also. What you are doing is good. I've seen some universities like our Agriculture University, Haryana, they are also there in the list. Agriculture Ministry, Krishi Mantralay, Shiksha Mantralay, our food processing, and then your AICTE, because you are the guide, All India Council for Technical Education, and also ICAR, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, and the universities. You must all work in unison. Focus your attention on this issue. Motivate the technology educators, the students, to focus special attention on this aspect, because we have food security, no doubt, but we can provide food for the entire world. That is our capacity. The Prime Minister also the other day added, not only make in India, make for the world. So we must take lead in this aspect also. And if you go by small things, potato price less, potato chips price high. Why? Because simple. And we are importing potato chips. Can't we make a good potato chips? And we are producing smart chips. We are now we have been thinking, and we have been importing potato chips, tomato sauce, ketchup, whatever name you give, the branding and all, you are importing that one also. Can't we focus our attention on these aspects? Very important, day-to-day requirements, food products. So I would like this occasion to tell all our people concerned with various forms of education, please pay more attention and more focus on agriculture. As I told you, this is our basic culture. The Ministry of Education, rightly named as education, educating. Education and learning must be a continuous process. Learn more so that you can earn more and make people's life more comfortable. So this was rightly named. It has taken a big leap forward with the formulation of new education policy. This can serve as a robust framework for instilling a new sense of direction and a culture of continuous quality improvement in our institutions of higher learning. Innovation must become the heartbeat of education. Quest for excellence must become the norm. Quest for excellence. On the occasion of the result announcement ceremony of Atal ranking institutions on innovations and achievements, I congratulate all the institutions which have secured the top honors. I would like to compliment not only heads, the vice chancellors or the directors of these institutes, but also the other faculty members, the youngsters who are all assisting them. My congratulations to all of them. But please redouble your efforts to move up in this ranking exercise next time. There are other institutions which may be beyond 2 months, beyond 5 in other categories, beyond 10. They should redouble their efforts to move up in this ranking exercise, because it's going to be an annual affair. You have enough opportunity. Try to work hard and then focus more attention on this. As I see the rankers, the IIT Chennai, IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, ISC, a lot of these institutions which are already known, and also the different universities, they have all come up in this list. I am very happy about it. Chaudhary Charan Singh, Haryana Agriculture University, Anand Agriculture University, lot of engineering colleges and institutes, government aided institutions also, aided universities, self-financed universities also, because that's a reality now. Private sector is also entering education sector in a big way. They also need encouragement and recognition. Self-finance colleges, institutions, that is also a good category that has been included. Higher education institutions exclusively for women, because women's education is also a very important thing, and it's there in the top of the agenda. As I move around the country, when I attend on occasions or give awards, and then gold medals are mostly won by the girl students. That is a positive development in the country. We should encourage the women institutes also in a big way. And I would like to compliment All India Council for Technical Education. We need to learn from the best in the world and aim to better than the best. That should be the aim. Learn from the best in the world and aim to better than the best. Till that time, no rest. I compliment All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of Innovation Cell, planning this initiative and successfully implementing 2 editions. I'm happy to see that there is a considerable increase in participation of the institutions in the 2nd edition as compared to last year. I hope this ranking, named after one of the India's illustrious Prime Minister, will inspire all higher education institutions to be atal. Atal means steadfast. Atal means steadfast in their commitment to creating world-class institutions. Institutions whose defining features will be a sustained level of higher quality research and ceaseless innovation. My best wishes to all of you. Youngsters, God bless you. Come out with more and more innovations and then take the country forward. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Heartful thanks to Honorable Vice President, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Vice President Venkaiah Naidu ji. So with your permission, I would like to proceed and go ahead and show the results. This category is universities. And the winner of this category is Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, Odisha, followed by SRM Institute of Science and Technology at number 2, Tamil Nadu, and Vellore Institute of Technology at number 3. Moving to the 4th category, this is government-aided universities, and the winner in this category is Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, Maharashtra, followed by Punjab University, Chandigarh. The 5th category is government-aided colleges and institutes. And the winner in this category is College of Engineering, Pune, followed by PES College of Engineering, Karnataka. And in 3rd place, you have Coimbatore Institute of Technology, Tamil Nadu. Finally, we will go to the biggest and the most important category, which is Institute of National Importance, Central Universities, CFTIs. And in this category, we are announcing top 10 rank because the competition was immense. And the winner in this category is Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, Chennai. Rank 2 goes to Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Mumbai. Rank 3 goes to Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, New Delhi. And the 4th rank goes to Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And the 5th rank goes to Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. All these rankings will be soon available on our ARIA website. So we will request all the participants to check their rankings on ARIA website. And as I said earlier, soon each and every participating college or institute will get a performance card and certificate will be shared with them. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mohit. We can proceed.